Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Therapy. That goes completely off the thing because I left the music on and I heard myself talking and I thought someone was talking over me, but then I stopped and then I realised it was me. So that's a great start, isn't it?
Amazing.
Excellent.
What I mean is, take two. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Therapy, where five friends from across time and space come together for some much-needed Dungeons and Dragons catharsis. How are we this
There
evening?
we are. Yeah, doing all right.
Hey, it's been a week.
Is it?
Like it's been a fortnight, really.
Is it?
Oh, only a week.
No,
Only a
we
week.
played last week.
Well, yeah,
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Never mind. Right. No, we're not talking about that.
no.
Right. So yeah. Hi, everybody out there in YouTube /podcast /Twitch land.
The collective interwebs.
The collective
Wherever you find
interwebs. Yeah, wherever you find us, pick us up, dust us off, put us back on our feet, and send us on our way. Any announcements? Anyone?
Yeah, we're not playing next week.
Good announcement.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're not.
We're not here next week. So,
Yep.
although we'll do something. Some of us maybe.
Don't promise that.
I probably will. I'll probably just do another painting stream. So that was another announcement. I have started doing the regular painting streams again. Sean has been joining me via audio. We're hoping to change that at some time soon so that Sean is also on cam as well, but we don't know when that'll be.
Technology.
That's his OnlyFans account, though, so that'll be a different stream.
Dear God.
Only paint.
We don't have
Oh.
a dedicated day yet for doing the painting stuff. I've just been setting up on random days when I've been painting, essentially. But if we do it with any regularity, you will all be the first to know because we'll put out lots of tweets and Insta posts and everything else.
Yeah,
So
Them.
follow all the socials.
please.
All of the things. The Facebook, the Twitter, the Instagram, the YouTube. It's all on the screen.
Right, I have an announcement. I released a new album.
Yes, you did.
Yesterday or the day before, one of them days. So I have a new album out, so you can find me on Troyificus.bandcamp.com. If you fancy taking a listen, it's also on my YouTube channel as one long video because people seem to like those things. So there's an hour of dark ambient music for you to relax and chill out to, or just get in a spooky mood. It's always good.
It's excellent.
Thank you very much. You didn't listen to it. Don't pretend you listened to it. Right. With that, I believe we are ready to go.
Oh no.
Do you want to do your credit where it's due thing?
Yeah. I am not here. I'm not here today. Sorry, everybody. I've checked out. I'm going to be subbing in someone else. Right. Over to the credit where it's due page, please, Mr. Nadz. Thank you very much. And off to past me. All maps in this stream or video, depending where you're watching it, were created using assets from Forgotten Adventures. A whole bunch of tokens used were also obtained from Forgotten Adventures. They are super cool. Go check them out. www.forgotten-adventures.net. There'll be a link to the website in the chat and also in the description of this video. Yes, there we go.
Excellent.
Okay, with that, now, promise for realsies this time.
For realsies.
For realsies, let us go.
into the dark and despair once more. With what we have faced so far, I wonder whether this is just an endless sequence of puzzles and creatures to taunt us. The open cavern before us looks familiar. Both Grey and Rune chimed in almost perfect unison. This is the way they came before, and hope still lingers on the air that we are heading to something of which I am still not sure yet. As we started to cross the rickety bridges, the glowing orbs above us in the air seemed to draw towards us. Expecting the worst, we readied for an attack. But instead, we were transported in our minds and shown the atrocities of what had become of the world from different perspectives while we were in our slumber. An elf, a human, dragonborn and gnome, all had their worlds and lives taken from them as the sky ripped open, flowing forth evil and hate. Who are we as a band of forgotten souls to go up against something with the desire to destroy this world in such a way? Maybe this Raven Queen, if she still exists, will give us some answers. Leaving this cavern and entering the next, much darker space, we were greeted with a voice with no origin that stated, "Prove yourself." From the shadows came two figures. They looked like Grey and Rune, my companions, but were twisted shadow versions of themselves. And they were to be a test. As the rest of my comrades waded in, I held back and tried to judge the best way to deal with these combatants. Found my mark and let loose. The fight was hard, both Grey and Rune, the real ones, seeming to take the brunt of the damage. Fighting our own demons is always the hardest. But a well-placed icy blast turned the fight in our favour, and my arrow, seeming to meet one of these creatures between the eyes, brought the shadows to mere dust. Were we tested? Had we shown ourselves worthy? What would come next? Far too many questions that shortly we may have answered.
Thank you, Rich. So, you find yourself in the lighthouse. The Raven Queen having arrived, as you did. She stands before you. The same, but different. Her visage is a bit colder, a bit more harsh, a bit more angular. And as she stood before you, she utters, "It would seem you're not quite so useless after all." She stands there, looking at you.
And who are you? How should we address you?
The mask turns to face you, completely empty eyes, but pitch black, staring into the abyss.
I am averting my gaze.
Oh God.
God.
Oh God.
Okay, sure. God damn.
You may
Yep.
address me,
Definitely
Fichte, as the Raven Queen.
Huh. Yeah, yeah. Okay, Miss Raven Queen. I am sorry. I will shut up now, and I will just. I'm looking at my boots, and I am not making eye contact, and I am shutting the fuck up.
After you.
I was just going to say Grey would have been standing fairly central in the group, I think. Not averting his gaze. Grey is staring at her quite intently, almost like a mirror image, it would seem. If you're looking at the two portraits. I think after a moment's silence, I would just say to her, I assume you know why we're here.
Yes, I know why you're here. The question is, do you know why you think you're here?
I'll briefly look at the others and turn back to her. Well, we are assuming that we are here because of your interference. But to what end?
On the word interference, her statue, which is already rigid, almost blows out slightly, becoming a little larger. Interference?
9. That's under my breath.
I would interfere with plans I set in motion.
I'll notice Fichte's reaction and turn back to her. I didn't mean interfere in a negative sense. I simply mean you have changed the paths that our souls would normally have taken.
Many things have changed, gracious. Many things. Many lines of fate that were laid out have all snapped, have all broken. Many things hinged upon certain events taking place, which did not. And as such, the world now spins wildly out of control. The fates that were laid out for many thousands of millions of souls will no longer take part, will no longer happen. One single event caused everything to fail into ruin. What event do you think that was, gracious?
I mean, I can think of a couple, but is it not hard to define where a chain of events starts?
Her form billows out further. Her mask stays in the same place. However, her cloak is now beginning to spread out in darkness, becoming a big, almost an ink blot in front of you. Your fate, the fate of the Phoenix Four, to prevent the coming of Zon Kuthon. That is the fate that I wrote for you. And it failed. And as such, we find ourselves here, at the end of the world. The gods are dead.
All of
Any
them?
that stood on the side of light, gone.
You'll actually see my head and my gaze now drop to the floor for the first time.
The mask scans across the four of you. Rune.
As she says my name, I bow my head and put my fist to my chest and give her kind of a bow. I say, my queen, it is true we failed, but no amount of apology that I can make can change any of that. What can we do?
What we can do is attempt to fix that which is broken. What we can do, try and create our own fates for ourselves. Rune and Grey, your fates were decided, and those threads were cut. Fichte, and now a slight lightness creeps into her voice. You brought yourself to my attention, of your own free will.
Scheiße.
a little tweaking of a little thread here and there brought you to a certain time and place where I can make use of you, as I am now.
Oh,
Thank you.
okay. Sure. No problem.
And
The voice is getting smaller and smaller, and he wishes he could melt into the shadow and just be gone. He never stood proudly, but you can tell he is shrinking in his boots.
And the mask points towards you, Taral. Tarathiel. You were
Looks at
not
her.
one. Sorry?
Yeah, Karen.
You were not one who I initially planned for this. However, similar events to those which ended the lives of the Phoenix Four led to your downfall as well. Your life ended by the dragon. However, the dragon was sent to find you by the followers of Zonkuthon. You were marked as a potential, because whilst the followers of him were aware that there was someone in the world carrying the Sword of Shellin, they were not exactly sure who. And you, Tarathiel, were marked as a potential person who may be carrying that sword, and as such, were taken off the board. They had you slain, they carried you down to their temple, and upon finding that you were not who they sought, you were left there. Well, I try not to waste good potential, which is why you're here now.
This whole time, Taral is kind of staring at her. When she first addressed him, he little nods to her, but is staring almost like enamored by her, cannot take his eyes off her. When she finishes speaking, he says, "Well, yes, it very much seemed that way, and paths crossed in this way, and I would like to know where it may lead."
That remains to be seen. The prophecy, not laid down by me, back at the dawn of time, was that after Zonkuthon was locked away in the Shadowfell, that eventually he may escape. That is the way of things with deities. It's never simply a case of putting someone away. There always has to be some sort of loophole in order for them to escape. Well, we have our own loopholes. And as such, prophecy said that Zonkuthon would be thwarted by four of the Firebird. Phoenix Four, if you will. And as Shellin, she began to make her mark in the world once again, I believed that the Phoenix Four were you. Grey, Rune, Rikal, and Bonk. Rikal, however, did not partake of my gift when you were here last, and therefore his soul was beyond my capturing. He was one of the lucky ones, however. He was able to go wherever it is you go when you die, before that was closed off for everybody. We see when the dead die, now, their souls do not enter my domain. They feed him. Those lost spirits you encountered in my Cave of Lights are the few who remain. They refused to go on until they met those who they believed caused everything that has happened. No new souls reach me, for they are intercepted. He feeds on them, gaining strength. For what, I don't know. Some fates are invisible even to me. I do not spin the fates of gods, only those of mortals. But I do know that whatever it is, he needs to be stopped. Now, perhaps my earlier assumption that the Phoenix Four were those four who were mentioned, but perhaps it is you four. My new Phoenix Four. Here to right the wrongs of past iterations.
I'm sorry, but you obviously know who I am.
Yes.
How? I am a thief. A good one. One of the best. But do you want me to... us to fight a god? Upset a dark empire? How are we supposed to do this?
Well, that is your fate to find out. I can only interfere in certain ways. Interfere, Grey, yes, I know. I interfere. However, in this time and this place, I feel there's not much else I can do. For whilst the souls of the dead do not reach me anymore, the prayers of the living do.
So instead of letting us suffer one death, you damn us to suffer another?
And as soon as you say this, as soon as you say damn, she flares up enormous. Damn? Fichte, do you believe you are damned? You are not damned. You have no concept of the word. Have you seen the state of the world? Have you seen the things that now walk upon its surface? Those things which are not meant to be? Flesh fiends walking through the deserts? Demons cavorting in the mortal realm?
My lady, forgive me, I do not know what this is. I do not know what has happened to us. What power fuels us? What gives us this life? What gives us any of this? This is a nightmare for me too. I do not know what walks on the earth, and I would not understand it even if I did.
She softens. Her form now shrinks down somewhat.
All of this, by the way, still face to the dirt. I have not looked up.
I understand. I apologize to all four of you. You didn't ask for this. You didn't ask to be returned. You are returned by my will. In the past, this may not have been possible. However, in the current state of things, the prayers of mortals are power to gods. I think this has been described to you before, or some of you at least. Belief gives us form, it gives us strength. as it stands, those surviving mortals watched their gods die. And there is nothing quite like the death scream of a god to make you 100% clear that they no longer exist. And once a person is aware that a god no longer exists, they stop believing in that god, which causes them to no longer exist. This is the paradox of deities. However, those prayers now find me. Those prayers for deliverance, to make the suffering stop, just to make the pain end. And as such, I am far more powerful than I ever was before. Which gives me the ability to raise 4 heroes in the hope that things may be fixed.
I have a question.
Yes.
Belief in a deity gives it power, gives it form. So, is there a chance that a deity may be restored or perhaps even replaced? Maybe a mortal risen to a position.
The mask dips slightly, looking down before looking back up. Yes, I have some experience in that field.
Of course. I'm wondering, is there anything the 4 of us can do to perhaps bolster the ranks of the side of light by creating a new deity?
It is an interesting prospect. I have reason to believe that those gods who are dead may not be as dead as they may be. I know I speak in riddles. However, I am still bound by certain laws that prevent gods from getting too involved in the mortal realm, despite my power.
I
However,
understand.
I can tell you this. When Zonkathon broke through to the prime material, he came with several cohorts. Deals had been struck whilst he was in the Shadowfell. He was followed by Tiamat. He was followed by Bane. He was followed by Beshaba. Grumsh. Lolth. Shah. And Vehryn. Each of these gods followed him. Each of these gods helped him end the world. Each of those gods are still here, having carved out their own kingdoms in the world. I hear whispers. In those prayers, those millions of prayers they're sent to me, occasionally snippets of information may be gleaned. It would appear that these gods, these dark gods, are tasked to guard each of them in their own domains. But each of them are guarding something. What that is, I cannot say. But what could be so important that you would set a god to be a watchdog?
And they are still here on the prime material.
Yes.
DM question.
Yes?
Could you list all of those again, please? I wasn't quick enough to open my document.
I'll send you a list.
Thank you. Okay, so very well. I mean, I have several theories of what these could be.
Another piece of information that you may need to know. The world is not what it once was. That much is clear. But I mean physically. At the height of Zonkathon's powers, drawing essence from his cohorts, he reshaped the world. Where once were separate continents, there is now one. The entire planet is now one large continent. And he sits at the center like a spider upon his mountain. That mountain that's made of rusted iron and human flesh. He doesn't grow abroad anymore, but works on whatever it is that he works on. Who can know what the inner workings of an insane god's mind are? The world has been carved into territories, each given to one of his lieutenants. And they guard it jealously. And he's been gone for so long now that they have started to fight amongst each other for territory, as you may expect from their ilk.
That is an exploitable weakness.
Potentially. Now,
Yes.
I will not send you out blindly into the world and expect you to work miracles. There are certain threads of fate that can still be plucked. My influence in the Fey realm is not as strong as it is here. However, I am aware of what your compatriot Bonk is doing, and I fully support those actions. I am also aware of who he has in his camp. He rescued someone whilst out on the road. He wasn't planning on walking down that particular path, but certain things can still be tweaked from afar. And he came across who he needed to come across. It is no mere coincidence that the one person he found whilst out looking for survivors happened to carry the very item that he needed in order to find you. But that person still has a part to play.
Who is this person?
The person in question is Eric Torborg. He will lead you to a place where you will find people who can assist you in the work that you need to do.
That is unfortunately vague.
Yes.
Well, actually, I think, given the laws that deities are bound to, that is an abundance of information.
However, there is a problem.
Naturally.
Eric's soul does not reside in his body. Eric's soul does also not reside here. It would seem that whilst waylaid on the road, wherever he was going with his party, he was set upon by the new denizens of that land. And one demon named Vehryn, a self-titled Lord of Souls, appears to have stolen away something that I'm sure is very precious to Eric. Your first task is going to be to find him, retrieve Eric's soul, place it back in his body, and then he will be able to lead you onwards.
Right, okay.
Can you just repeat that name, please, DM?
Which name?
Vehryn.
You say Nevronian.
Nebharion?
Nefarion.
Oh, F, okay. I got too fancy.
Keep it simple. Yes. I apologize. I really do. It is difficult to remember what it's like to be human. It is also difficult to remember what I was like before. I tried to be neutral in my duties, but my hand is forced. It has made me harder, colder, perhaps. However, these are cold times.
It is difficult to be neutral when the balance is completely weighted on one side.
It's true.
There are many questions.
Do you know
Sorry, you
where
go
we
ahead.
would find this demon, Vehryn?
Demons do not have souls, and as such, it's difficult for me to pinpoint them. Eric's soul is shielded from me, therefore I cannot pinpoint that either. However, if I were to offer advice, it would be to ask Bonk to return you to the place that he found Eric's body.
Yes.
Follow the clues, I suppose. Return. I follow me. Lots to ponder.
There are many things I would like to ask you.
Oh, this is the time.
These men all have experience with combat, with magic, with things I had not even dreamt of. Why would you choose a thief to help you?
Brawn, heroism, magic. It can only get you so far sometimes. Very occasionally, a door may need opening. A lock may need picking. Someone may need to steal something away without being caught. You brought yourself to my attention, so therefore you are the best person for the job.
At this point, I will actually turn to Fichte and I'll put a hand on his shoulder. And I'll say, you put You put too much weight on the term hero. The hero is only a normal person who is pushed to do great things. Take some heart in that.
Remember, Fichte, bravery isn't not being scared. Bravery is being scared, but doing it anyway. I sense bravery in you.
I take comfort in your words, but at the same time, is there no one better?
There is certainly no one worse. And as it stands, you're at the wrong place at the right time.
Huh. Well, my luck had to run out sometime.
Maybe. That remains to be seen.
There's a little smile that probably only Rune would see. And I would say, does that mean I'm the best there is now?
You're the best there is now, right here.
That's a start.
There may well be others in the world. However, you are the one that I have chosen.
I has another question.
Yes.
Dietrich and Carla, did they suffer as they was you?
Are you sure you really want to know?
That answers my question fine.
Hey,
You know,
oh, sorry.
I am sorry. If I had known you were real, I would not have stolen it.
Honestly, Fichte, I believe that you would have anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
For some, the thrill is what keeps you going, and you can, whilst the mask doesn't change, you can hear a smile creeping into her voice. I believe that if you did know that I was real, you still would have done it, because it would have made it more exciting.
I'll look up at this point. In my position of the group, I would have been at the back. But I'll take 2 or 3 steps forward so that I'm just ahead. And I'll bend a knee. And I'll look up at her.
She doesn't say anything. She nods to you, recognizing the gesture.
I'll nod back. I'll stand up and take 2 steps backwards and bow my head again.
I look at Fichte and I look back at the Raven Queen and I say, do you know what? I am going to I don't know if I will get this chance again, so I am going to ask. Isbeth, my wife, and my daughter Ilona, have they both passed through your domain? I always wondered.
She stops for a second, considering. Isbeth passed through my domain long before the cataclysm. Your daughter has not.
What? She did not before the cataclysm. Is she still alive?
It is not as easy for me to say as it once may have been. I can tell you that she did not pass through my domain before the cataclysm or during. There is a possibility she may still be out there, or her soul may have been intercepted.
Rune kind of, his mouth doesn't close. He's kind of, I guess he was looking for some kind of, maybe some kind of closure, and just really was not expecting that answer. He just kind of stares, but he's not actually staring at the Raven Queen now. His eyes are glazed over and he's kind of staring through her. And he just kind of does this shaky little half nod and steps back. And he just goes quiet. Kind of stands in shock for a while. And then before too long, he kind of snaps out of it, and kind of, even though he doesn't need to breathe, he kind of gives this kind of assertive big breath in and out again, and says, "Thank you, my queen." And he seems to grip his scythe with more determination.
He notices you gripping your scythe and nods towards it. I appreciate the workmanship.
He just kind of nods again. He's kind of only really half hearing her at this point.
She looks towards you now, Grey. Well, gracious. In the absence of Shellin, as you may have already assumed, I have filled that particular role as your patron. I apologize if it wasn't consented. However, needs must in certain circumstances.
I've been slightly detached from this situation for the past minutes. I will raise my eyes to her again now and ask her directly, do you truly believe there is a way to bring her back?
If I did not, gracious, I wouldn't have brought you back.
Sense motive?
What?
That's a Pathfinder thing.
Oh, insight. Yeah, if you want to insight check the Raven Queen, you can go right ahead, buddy.
I've got terrible insight. Probably no point. Should I?
Do it.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
So.
I mean,
guess I can just take that as face value.
yes. I mean, yeah. She's literally a floating mask
Yeah,
in
exactly.
a pool of blackness.
Oh, I wasn't expecting much. But it was more about, if you'd have been watching closely, you would have seen Gray's eyes squint slightly, trying to read anything he can from this mask. But of course, that's not going to be easy.
Yeah, and 11's not going to do much against the
Yeah.
god, unfortunately.
No,
I mean, at 20 probably would have done it, and wouldn't have done much anyway.
I appreciate the
either.
gumption. I have to say.
Yeah. I think it was more about that it's there's still this slight air of distrust.
Yes. Gracious, I am aware that this situation is not ideal. I'm also aware that your previous situation was not ideal. You were just beginning to accept your role as the potential mouthpiece of a returning god. This is a different situation entirely. You need power out in that world in order to survive. Without my power, you would die.
You may just barely pick up this slight nodding. Very, very subtle. I think Grace finally understanding the situation.
And as she speaks to you, for those of you who are watching her, the mask begins to shift slightly, and the black, formless cloak begins to coalesce. She's now becoming more of a humanoid figure. The face mask is beginning to become a little less harsh as she talks, and as the anger begins to leave her. You being in this room with her, you have felt nothing but the cold fury emanating off her in waves. But as you have spoken, the coldness is still there, but it is less harsh. It is beginning to soften slightly. And she begins to take on a slightly more human form. Is there anything? Will there be anything else, Gray?
I don't think so. Nothing I can think of right now. I was wondering if this still has any use, and I will retrieve the Raven Queen token that I still have.
Looking down at it,
The Phoenix token.
Raven.
No, we had a token from the Raven Queen.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Totally wasn't like hoping that you guys would remember you had it like when you're all dying or anything like that. Yeah.
Or turn undead.
Yeah. All that. But you know, fine.
Shit happens.
Fine. It's all good. Isn't it?
We should replay that one day just to see if it would have gone any different.
No campaign idea survives first contact with the players.
Ain't that the truth?
Absolutely.
So, she turns to Taral. I imagine you have many questions.
I have one question and maybe one favor you might be able to the question first. You said you knew of the Feywild, and what we have seen so far, it is all but gone. Do you know if it is gone forever, or is it just dispersed? Very funny place, anyway.
The Feywild was always half imagined by its denizens. I believe that's one of the reasons why Zon and Kuthon destroyed it. It was no random act of violence. It wasn't his ripping through the realities to get to the prime material, which caused its destruction. It was purposeful. At the height of his power, drawing off of his lieutenants, he strode into the Feywild and rent it asunder, down to its component atoms. For he knew that it would be a haven for people, an escape from his clutches, and he wouldn't have that.
So, if you say imagination is key, our good friend Bonk, who seemed to create a haven there, he could reimagine it.
I do not wish to sound insulting, but a bugbear is not necessarily the most imaginative of people.
No,
I am fully aware of the work he has done there, and I approve. Mightily. However, what he is doing carries its own pitfalls and dangers. But those are things that he will discover for himself in due course, I'm sure.
With my question answered then, the favor that you've already done so much for us, I suppose, by allowing us back to some mortal being of such. But I have to ask, is there anything more that can grant us, say, you great deal of power currently, but I myself feel not quite at 100%, you might say. Part of me is missing.
Yes, I am aware. And I must admit, that aspect of you was kept away purposely. I felt you needed to become acclimatized to your new situation without the crutch of your companion. However, I have kept him safe for you. And she waves an arm, and out of the shadow behind her coalesces the form of your companion Vollis, who steps forward and sees you and immediately goes to your side.
Ah, Vollis, my good friend, and what the rest of you will see from behind the Raven Queen and the shadowy sort of depth is a medium-sized drake step forward.
What's medium-sized for a drake?
Well, it's about the size of a horse at the moment.
Okay.
So he is predominantly black in color, but let's say for current he is just black in color. But he steps forward and I embrace Vollis, and you see a large sort of smile across Taral's face as he feels complete almost once again.
Magnificent.
I know...
just for clarification, drakes in D&D don't have wings, right?
Or am I confused?
No.
I think he's using fruity language. He is actually just a dragon, isn't he?
Yes. Yeah. Just a young.
Oh, okay.
dragon.
Okay.
But
Okay, yeah. I mean, I understood a drake is a dragon with just 2 hind legs, but I had the feeling in
Wyvern,
5e
isn't it?
that
That's a wyvern,
no.
is it not?
Have I gotten confused?
A wyvern is it's like a dragon, but it doesn't have arms. Just
It doesn't have 4 limbs. So is that a drake is with 4 limbs? Sorry, I just asked because I thought a drake in 5e is a wingless creature. So I was just wanting clarification.
Yeah, it is currently wingless as Drake Warden goes within D&D, because it becomes winged later on.
Okay. But we are talking about what colloquially known as a dragon, right?
yes,
But it actually,
it is a dragon. Yeah,
It's
in
got
all intents and
wings.
purposes, it's a dragon.
Okay.
Obviously, the
it
ranger
does have
class.
wings because it's a higher level. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck,
Ranger
you've got a fucking
class.
dragon. What the fuck, dude?
The ranger class I'm playing is a Drake Warden. But yeah, it's a young dragon.
Jesus Christ.
It would be just kind of, for intents and purposes, be just over a year old. But it would be about the size of a horse.
So cool.
All right.
As Taral will actually turn round after embracing Volis and look to Grey in particular and say, Grey, I'm aware you're not fond of
Pets.
creatures, I know. Pets, creatures, but this one is slightly different in a way.
Yeah, this one could eat my entire head.
Your whole torso,
If-
actually.
I
Yeah.
so chose it to, but it is under my control at all time. And Taral will stand up and will actually wave his hand, and Volis will just disappear.
Just for my peace of mind, what happens if something happens to you and he's around? Will he disappear, or is he free to do what he wants?
If I am conscious, I think where does it? The Drake obeys the commands of its warden. It takes its turn immediately after that for the warden. If its warden is incapacitated, the Drake take any action, not just the dodge action.
Okay. So it doesn't
I
just
think
disappear.
until it gets to 0 hit.
Okay.
I think if I were to die, then that is.
DM, do you know?
Does specifically say.
I don't know.
Okay.
I think if you were to die, its tether to the realm is severed, and it possibly disappears.
Okay, we'll find out.
I would think die is gone, unconscious is it does what it wants.
Yeah.
Okay. On that note, I'll turn back to the Raven Queen. I think it's quite obvious to us that we're not quite alive anymore. But can we die?
I would suggest you find out. However, if you were to fully expire, I would be able to bring you back. But I cannot guarantee you would return as you are now.
Yes.
I
Understood.
see.
Is there a time limit upon this? As in our being?
You are now perpetual.
Until such time as you deem fit, of course.
Of course.
Well, we may be perpetual, but time is still a thing. The longer these beings are allowed to subjugate the mortal realm, the more powerful and difficult to remove they will become. Might I suggest some haste?
Remember, 20 years has passed. 20 years of pain and suffering, chaos, destruction. There are people born now who have grown up knowing nothing else than this. The lieutenants are firmly entrenched in the land, to the point where the land that they have chosen has begun to take on aspects of their personalities or of their own realms where they originated from. Be wary when treading in new places, for you don't know what it is that you are stepping on.
Is there anything left? Any things that we may know of from before?
Cities no longer exist, as you remember them. Anything that was built by mortal hands has been destroyed. They made it their mission to do so. New cities have been built, sometimes in the same places, sometimes in others. Dark castles and fortresses rise out of the land, made from stone sometimes, other times other less savory materials. There are still pockets of resistance in the land. There are still bands of people who have come together to eke out some sort of existence. There are entire cities underground that are thriving in their own way, but are always one step away from oblivion. For if they are discovered, then they're nothing but sport for those that now roam the world. Those cities of the Underdark are now empty, because the Drow and other dark creatures now walk freely above ground, for there is no sun to bother them. You may have seen the sky.
Yes.
A problem of Zonkathon's was a lot of his followers weren't particularly keen of the sun. His solution was to destroy the moon. The debris of that celestial body now coats the entirety of the world, creating a permanent dust cloud. There is no day and no night. It is just the same at all times.
My friend Vishnes would be turning in her grave. She was a dark elf. Not from the Underdark. She chose a life above ground, but she always feared a time when the sky would grow dark, in case they became bold and flooded onto the surface. And, well, now that time has come, it would seem.
The apocalypse.
All bad things all at once. Well, we have a lot of work to do, it would seem. kind of gives like a hopeless chuckle.
Gallows humor.
Yes.
For what it is worth, I am sorry. I am sorry that it is you four who this burden is laid upon.
Well, I am sorry that it is us four that the only people you can give this task to. We already failed you once, not you two. The previous Phoenix 4. But I will do everything in every fiber of my being that I can to bring this to, or at least begin the end of this. Others may have to pick up where I leave off, but I still have hope.
That is possibly the last good thing in the world. Hope. Hope is what drives us, what drives you. Hope is what sends the prayers of the mortals to me. The hope that this will end. And it is my hope that you are able to bring an end to this.
Well, just look around at the guys. Say, if nobody has any more burning questions, I think we should move with all due haste.
One more thing before you go. Gracious. I feel it would be useful for me to have a line of communication with the four of you that doesn't involve waiting for you to fall asleep. She raises her hand, and from out of her cloak, a raven emerges, flies forward and lands on your shoulder, Grey.
On my shoulder?
Yes. This is Octavia. She will be your companion, and if I need to communicate with you, it will be through her.
I'm kind of leaning away from something as much as you can when it's actually on your shoulder. And I look at her as like, can somebody else take this? Do I have...
She is yours, Grey, and she doesn't need to be there if you don't want her to be. Just concentrate, and she will disappear.
Oh, I would like to try that immediately.
How rude.
Yeah. So with a you know, reaching into yourself, and you feel a kind of almost a mental lever that wasn't there before, and you give it an experimental tug, and the raven disappears. But you feel that she can be brought back when you need her.
I'll actually brush my shoulder where it was sat, and then look at her and the others for a second, and then I'll actually just try raising my hand again, and I guess it's a similar feeling to when I call forth the sword. Mm-hmm. I'm going to just raise my hand and see if I can have it apparate perched on my hand.
Yep, you do so, and there's like a swirl of darkness before it pops into existence.
I'll just look at it for a sec and just say, fuck.
Oh no.
We're gonna have to change your name to Eric.
Yeah. You see me. Gray closes his eyes for a sec, and you see a long intake of breath, where he's like, oh, "For fuck's sake." If I throw it up to fly, will it perch itself back down on my shoulder?
Yes, yeah. I mean, she is essentially she's a familiar, essentially. So she will do what you ask.
Okay. No, I just if of her own accord, I was just curious.
Yeah, I mean, if you give the command of basically do what you want, then she will do what she wants. But if you give her commands to sit and wait or whatever, then she will do so.
Okay. I'll let it perch on my shoulder for the moment.
Well, I feel this may be goodbye for the moment. Rest assured, if I require you to attend me again, it will be not to be through such difficult means. However, I did feel that you should be tested on the way here.
That seems fair. I'm still quite unsure of my role in this. There's only so much I can do if there's no pockets to pick or no places to break into. If the cities are gone, then yeah.
I'm sure
we all have to start from scratch, I guess.
I'm sure a good thief can always find somewhere to break into.
And that I am.
It may be, one day, the whole fate of the world may rest upon the picking of a single lock.
That does not fill me with much hope. But what I do hope is to earn the faith you have in me, it seems.
I saw your thread of fate before it was cut short. I know you are capable of great things, as are you all, she says, looking across the group. We find ourselves in interesting times. However, you are interesting people. Perhaps that is what the world needs now. So, if there is nothing else, and she waves a hand, and next to the door that you came in through, behind you, a archway appears. We've kind of worked stone, and through the archway you can see that it is the tunnel that you originally entered through. This is now looking out across the desert where the twisted trees that attacked you were. Oh, and one more thing. She reaches into the dark folds of her robe and pulls forth a familiar goblet that Grey and Rune would recognise.
Sorry, what was that?
She pulls forward a familiar goblet.
Ah.
That Grey and Rune would recognise.
Mm-hmm.
Saying, I believe you may need refreshing after your journey here. She hands it out to, I think Taral's on the end, isn't he?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep, she has it out to you, Taral.
Taral takes it and looks to the others. Takes it.
Mm-hmm. You haven't felt much warmth since you returned. Your body doesn't have much body heat, but this warmth spreads out through you. You feel it enter you and just it's spread out through your arms and your hands, and you feel refreshed. And the goblet is passed along. Are you all drinking from it, the three of you?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, excellent. Okay, so yeah, that is the effect of a long rest.
Yay. Woot.
Wonderful. Oh,
Oh.
I get
Oh.
2 hit points back.
I get a lot of hit points.
Me too. Long rest, okay.
So one thing about rogues, we're really good at not getting hit.
Yes. It's just that when you do get hit, it really hurts.
It really fucking does.
Long rest, there we go.
And some lovely spell slots back.
All 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so she takes the goblet back and gestures towards the door. We will speak again soon, I'm sure. Gray, if you wish to contact me, you can do so through Octavia.
Oh, sorry.
Just like that, anytime I want.
I can't guarantee I'll answer, but I will hear you.
Okay.
She is waiting now, expectantly, kind of looking at the archway.
Pick up my pick up the scythe and I give her one last bow and I will just say, in your name, my queen, it will be done. And I'll look at my companions and then turn to walk off towards the archway.
Rest of you?
Post onwards. Follow.
I would be purposely waiting for the others to turn away first.
Okay.
I would begin to walk and then look at her and with a little smile I'd just say, yeah, I probably would have stolen it, and give her a little nod and I'll leave.
He nods back.
A
And
little smile on my face as I leave.
I'll just hold my gaze for a second. There's a brief moment where it looks like I might say something, but then eventually
I'll nod.
and turn and leave with the rest.
So you pass through the archway, now standing upon black sand again, facing the cave entrance that you entered through previously. You can still see the trees that attacked you on the other side. And as the last few steps through, you look back and the doorway is gone.
Well, that was better than I expected.
Well, she is a fair goddess.
As the only one I've ever met, yeah, I would agree.
You are pretty safe in her hands, to be fair.
Sorry, did you say we were stood at the entrance to the very first cave where the trees were?
Yeah.
Are they still... I guess... We can't... we just stood there, I guess.
We're avoiding them, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We can't just stroll out again.
No. I mean, I'm not going to make you go through the whole, initiative and all that stuff. You are fully aware of what the trees are, and there is plenty of space here to go around them.
Yeah.
I would have liked to pick up some of the bark to take it to Snicked, but yeah, avoidance is better.
I guess.
Guess we need to get back to the tree
Yes, we
and
do.
back to Herr Bonk.
Yeah. Let us be swift.
Are we kind of like making our way back now as we're talking, or
Yes, I think so.
DM?
It's up to you. It's what you guys choosing to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're all in agreement. We need to head back to the tree where we came in, and that's where we're going. I just thought, like, it's a bit of a journey, and while we were walking, we could be quietly discussing things. I mean, again, I think we're going to be trying to move swiftly and discreetly, of course.
Of course.
But
Okay. So the sky overhead hasn't changed. It's still dark. It's still it's just light enough for those who don't have dark vision to see, but it's not bright by any means. So as you enter the sand dunes again, I'm going to need a D6 roll, please. Actually, no. First of all, I need a navigation roll for someone.
Navigation.
Do you mean
So
survival?
survival.
That's it. Oh yeah, that's. Oh, wow. Where did I get navigation from? Bloody hell! I've never even played Pathfinder.
It's a good one.
it's not. It's
You've
not
gone
in
back to
Pathfinder
Slay.
either.
Oh God, I have, haven't I?
You've gone back to Slay.
God. Slay Industries. Yes. Survival.
Will at this point say, I think I remember the way we came. I'm pretty sure. Give it a go.
Yeah, go. I mean, you are.
Go. Oh, wow.
Oof.
8, apparently.
Oh my.
Ooh,
Okay.
fun.
So the thing about sand dunes is that they shift a lot. It's not like walking over hills where the topography is going to stay the same. You can get a landmark, you can get your bearings by looking at a tree and thinking, right, that tree is there, and if I move over there, that tree's going to be there, so that means I know which way I've come. As soon as you crest the first dune, and you're outside of the little canyoned area that you were in previously, it suddenly becomes very, very difficult to remember which direction you've come in. There's a wind picking up, and your footprints behind you are already starting to disappear in the as the sand moves along.
See Taral kind of step ahead quite confidently, then reach the top of the first sand dune, and then kind of looks round, like, you just see a bewildered look on his face, like, this, right?
I have no memory of this place.
I'm sorry, but this is throwing me right off track. Know which way we came?
That may be a problem.
Just go to the top of the dune and look around on the skyline for a tree on an outcropping.
You came quite a distance.
Yeah.
We travelled for hours, didn't we?
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, at the best of times, the desert is a tricksy place to navigate. And as the Raven Queen mentioned, the land isn't quite as trustworthy as it used to be. So, with this, I am going to need a D6 roll from somebody, please.
I'll do that as well. Might as well.
Sure.
I fucked up the survival roll, so
Go for it.
that'll be a 3.
3. Okay. So, standing up here, trying to get your bearings. There's no sun to navigate by. The sand dunes have very likely shifted quite a bit since you were last here, but you know you're a tracker. You have a good feeling about this. You know, your spirits are quite buoyed by the fact that Volus is now returned to you, and you set off confidently in a direction.
Right, it's definitely this way.
As we start moving,
Definitely.
I will say we should stay low and quiet. We don't want to draw attention to ourselves. And I at least would like to move fairly stealthily,
Okay,
if I may.
give me a stealth roll.
That would be 14. Because wow,
Yeah, still good though.
I got a plus 12 and I got a 14. Wow.
Okay, I also said I would be moving discreetly, so do you want one from me as well?
Yes, please.
And just another... Jesus, fuck me. Christ.
Wow, guys,
Sorry.
come on!
I've been fucking about with my
Goodness.
bird this time.
That's a natural one.
Oh, fuck me.
I rolled
Okay.
a 28.
Oh, well done.
Sorry,
and then
I
I
saw,
rolled a 1, but that doesn't
Yeah,
count.
I saw the one.
So the guy that you're following seems to briefly disappear. He heads over a sand dune ahead of you, and then as you crest that dune, you look around and you're like, "Well, he should be just over." I watched him go over, but yet he doesn't. It's difficult to make out, and then you realise that there's actually quite a deep shadow that's been caused by one of the other sand dunes next to it, and he's actually going down through that. Like, okay, you know, you've picked up his trail now, so yeah. So while the rest of you are clattering along, the guy that you're following is nice and quiet. So that's going to work out really well, I'm sure.
So,
Hey, I
as I
still
said,
rolled a 14. I haven't got anything to clatter.
I've been playing with my bird. I have no way to communicate directly with it, right? It's not like... there's no telepathy involved. I can command it telepathy, but it can't, like, tell me things.
This is a special bird, Sean. This is a familiar gifted to you by the Raven Queen herself.
Okay.
If you if you send out a little telepathic message, we'll see what comes back.
Okay, sorry, I'm just looking through the rules, and I guess I would kind of like instinctively start to kind of twig what's actually possible. I'll just say to the group, hang on guys, I think I've got an idea, and I'm gonna like literally just grab the bird by the body, that's when it's on my shoulder, and like bring it close to my mouth and say, see if you can see a tree, and just like throw it upwards.
As you do so, well, mate, there's no need to be quite so rough, is there?
Is that what the bird says to me? I thought it was.
Daz? Daz?
Is that what I hear from the bird? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I quickly turn around to see if anyone else heard that.
Did any of us hear it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say yes because it's gonna be funnier that way.
Oh, whoa. Ah,
Did you hear that?
What the fuck?
I thought she said it was a girl.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Are you assuming?
Sorry,
You're making assumptions.
no, I'm perhaps misremembering. I thought the Raven Queen referred to you.
out of character, I thought I heard you say she.
Yeah.
It's a she.
Oh, okay. Right. Oh, okay. Right. On the page now.
It's all right. Sorry, Octavia, it's just not what I was expecting. I mean, to be honest, I've never had a chat with a Raven before, so...
Well, that's all right. I've never had a chat with an human before. But right, so you want a tree
Yeah, can you see a tree
in
anywhere?
a desert?
Yeah, we definitely saw one tree on the way in.
It's the way we came in, actually.
All right. Let's have a look. What kind of perception does it have? It's got a +3 to perception.
Oh yeah, I can tell you that actually.
I have your character sheet. I also know.
Yep. Lovely.
Okay. I haven't got a token for this, so I can't roll against it. So I'm just going to do a D20 +3.
Fucking hell. Useless.
No trees that I can find. There does appear to be a sort of long line of, I want to say, creatures who might be heading this way. Just over to the left of you.
All right, come here.
Nah, no trees. No.
All right, come here.
Well, what do they look
We
like?
should move.
I mean, it's difficult for me to. I've not actually been out in the world before. I've always been kind of more of a concept of a raven rather than an actual raven.
If they aren't us, they want to hurt us.
I mean, I don't know if they want to hurt you. What do I know? They might be coming here to offer you, I don't know, water or something. But
9.
But if I were, they look a bit rough.
I'm starting to go in the other direction.
Now, I mean,
straight away.
It's. I mean, they do appear to be leading people in chains, which is probably a bad sign in it, really.
Well, now you have conflicted me. We were going to run, but now that sounds like
Grave
something
put
we
his
have
head
to
in his
deal with.
hands. Oh, for fuck's sake!
I mean, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but there is a lot of them.
Fichte has stopped and
Actually,
audibly
this-
sighed, and without looking back, a lot in chains or a lot holding them.
I mean, I can go and have a closer look if you like.
You would be so kind.
Is that all right with you, boss?
Yeah, just be discreet.
Great. I'm a bird. In the sky with no other birds.
I mean,
I mean,
know I'm,
I'll do
I'm
what I
asking
can.
a lot. I realise.
What then?
Just try and get a look. Don't get too close.
Right. Don't get too close. Have a look. Okay. She takes off. And are you looking through her eyes and ears, or are you waiting for?
Well,
anything to tell you?
I don't. Firstly, let's just say he hasn't twigged that that's a thing yet. But I think that only works if it's in within 100 feet.
Yes.
So if it moves too far away, so
You can still look through, but you can't have any communication past 100 feet. As far as I remember.
It says here, while the raven is within 100 feet, I can
Telepathically.
Yes, command it and see through its eyes and hear what it hears. So, reading that sentence, it reads like once it's outside of that range, so that all stops.
I may be thinking of variant rules then. I do apologise.
Okay. So you see her fly off, a little black speck up against the black sky. Heading off to what would be your west.
Yeah.
A little bit of time goes past. A bit more time. You're starting to wonder, like, ooh, is this a good idea? You have just got her, and now what happens if she breaks? Can she break? Doubt starts to fill your head a bit before the little black speck begins to return on the horizon. Right, so, I mean, I don't know what they're called, but they're these kind of big, greyish pink things, and they got this big kind of, I don't know, like a crest, like a fleshy crest on their heads, and they've got this kind of mouth that's all kind of, I don't know, mandibles. And they look they've got kind of really big and kind of like, knuckle draggy. Their arms are kind of dragging through the sand behind them. I reckon there's about 200 of them.
Oh.
They do have people. I think they're people. They might have been people once. They're kind of dragging them along in chains. Some of them aren't walking, and they're kind of being dragged along in the sand, and it's a bit like they're being kind of worn away by it. It's a bit messy, honestly, but they don't seem to really care. And there's a few, humans and orcs and things like that who are being dragged along as well, but they look like they've had bits taken off them.
This does not sound like any force we can overcome.
Yeah, we should keep moving in the opposite direction.
All we can do for them now is, get vengeance, I suppose.
All of you give me perception checks, please.
Perception.
Is Octavia back on my shoulder? Because
yes.
I actually get a bonus.
A bonus.
13 from Fichte.
Thank you.
22. Taral.
That's a 14 from me, from Grape.
And that is a natural 20 for 25 for Rune.
Nice. Okay, so you're all so Taral and Rune. The wind is blowing from the west, and you begin to hear the rhythmic beats of drums, maybe something similar. A very steady, monotonous beat, like a marching drum.
Yes, we need to move, and we need to move quickly. As long as we can outpace them, we should be fine.
Which direction are you going?
That was the west. Fuck, we could be moving... we could be moving away from where we need to.
I have an idea.
Make it quick, mate.
I do have a way of moving faster. It will not be stealthy, but I can do a big circle in a fairly quick time and come back. But it will require the help of your crow, your raven. Sorry, Octavia.
Yes.
Yes, I will require you to can you feel where Grey is? Do you have a sense of direction to him, even when you are not in visual range?
Oh, let me just search my feelings on this a little bit. Which is to say, I'm going to read the rules quickly. I mean, it doesn't say specifically, so I'm going to go with yes. Yes, there is a. I'm going to say within 100 feet. Yeah.
Within 100 feet. Okay, well that's out of character. Yeah, that's no good.
Rune, you've lost me, mate. Did I miss a step? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking I think I have an ability to summon a steed. And
I can get us to fly. We can fly quicker than we can walk, especially across this terrain.
Oh, well, now you mention...
But it's the same issue that we would have with the horses. We don't know which way we need to go. We just might be moving faster away from where we need to be, which isn't ideal.
Well, I think that is... How long does it last for? Because I think it's fine to move away as long as we move in an arc, and then we can get a feel for where we're supposed to go.
How long will that last?
Yes.
I give or take roughly, precisely, exactly 10 minutes.
Oh, well. Okay. Let me just I'll just poke my head out over a dune, and if I may, I'm going to try and get my bearings.
Okay.
Survival. That is a 14.
Okay, respectable. Okay, so the wind is picking up. However, you are able to look behind yourself, and you can see that you have your footprints have come down the dune behind you, but they haven't come down in a straight line. They've kind of come down diagonally.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going in a straight line away from where you started, which was the cave where you exited.
Yeah.
But that does give you an idea of what direction you've kind of gone in. So you have a bit more of a bearing now as to where you were.
Okay. And I will look back at the cave, and then I'll look and see if I remember this is the angle I was looking at it when we were approaching it.
Mm-hmm.
And based off of that, I will adjust my direction to counteract any kind of any difference of direction, and then I'll take an educated guess and I go, right, I think we should move this way.
Okay.
Is it away from the things that are coming towards us?
Yeah. So
Okay. Cool.
you've essentially come from where you are from where you are standing.
Mm-hmm.
You have the drumbeat coming off from the west.
Yeah.
Because the wind is blowing it towards you.
Yeah.
You have come from the south, heading. Well, you thought that you were heading north, but you've actually ended up going more sort of northwest.
Okay.
So you're determining from this that you should probably be heading more true north.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, so yeah, kind of it is definitely away from. Okay, I believe we came from this direction, and it is away from those things. So let us make haste this way. If you want to help us with the flying, and
I mean, I can. It'll just be that's my juice.
okay, up to you.
If they are this close to us, we should stay low and quiet, I think.
I mean, we can fly close to the ground. It's just, as I said, we'll be
Between the dunes, yes.
faster. At least twice as fast as on foot.
I think it is worth trying.
Okay, then come here. And Gray almost like shakes himself out, takes a couple of deep breaths, and kind of like beckons you in with his hands, and almost asks you to form a circle, and holds out his hands, and nods opposite to almost create a ring. And then I would like to cast. Oh.
How many creatures can you cast
Yeah.
fly on?
Gray's just realizing this, and he opens his eyes and says, "Shit!
Uh-oh.
I don't think this is going to work.
How many?
I think I've only got enough for two of us. For like half of us, two of us. The other,
two of you
Yeah.
fly. I will take someone on my horse. Oh, yes. I think I can summon a horse.
Well, that's the case then. Rune, if you take Fichte, I can summon Volis. Volis carry me. Will have his horse or whatever he chooses to have.
can you summon more than one horse?
I can only summon one.
Fine, then we're okay. We're of accord.
What?
You take your horse.
When the fly, I suppose, runs out, if we're far enough, then maybe I could be more, and Rune could take one. If
Ooh, you're cutting out a bit there, Rich.
I said maybe if once the fly is run out, then we will maybe use the steeds to carry on and gain more distance.
Yeah?
Okay, yeah. Let's just do that. Let's just get moving.
Okay.
Bear in
Oh.
mind, Rich, that
Yeah.
you cannot fly on
No,
Wallace.
but I can use it as a mount,
You
and
can.
I still have a 40-foot movement.
Fair.
Pretty good.
Same with you, Rune, I guess.
So what
Mine
what
is-
level are you casting fly with?
5th.
5th.
Where is he?
So you can target 3 people.
Yeah, you're right, actually. It's 3, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd only be one of us that needs to get mounted. Ugh. Let me just see what his speed is. Where's this fucking... 60. Excellent.
Okay, in that case,
Yeah.
if it's a fast steed, Volis can disappear, right?
Yeah.
Then I'll fly the 3 of us. Rune can ride. And we'll just see how it goes. That's the fastest way to move. Okay.
Okay.
I'll hold out my hand to the side of the group, close my eyes, and I will, under my breath, I'll just say, where is it? I will just say, Osveta, and this huge warhorse appears.
Find Steed has a casting time of 10 minutes.
Oh, does it? Where?
First thing
Oh,
written.
shit. Is it going to take... Oh,
10
duration
minutes.
instantaneous, not casting time. Okay. Fuck. Can we say that I've been, like, casting it a while? I don't know how long it would take for those things to reach. Actually, we can start walking and I can cast it while I'm walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. So
You could
as
also
you,
just run.
Yeah. If you guys want to start flying, I will catch up with you.
Yeah, but you won't catch up.
yeah.
I can see you. It'll be fine. I know where I'm going.
Fichte is head in hands, like, this is why I don't like magic.
Okay, yeah, fuck
Go.
this. Let's just move. Let's start
go.
moving.
We cannot waste time. I will
just
start
gonna start
casting.
moving.
Or chanting the name Osveta.
Is that okay, ODM? Can he cast while he's walking?
I would say so. Yes. It's not like he's in
Okay.
battle or anything like that. So,
Okay,
yeah.
then we are going to hustle while he does that.
Hustle. Okay, so you head off north, and what you believe is north. So, whilst doing this, can I get another navigation roll, please?
Survival.
Survival.
Sorry, oh fuck's sake! Yes, survival.
Can I assist him this time?
Rune can't because he's concentrating on doing his.
Yeah, I can't do it, so someone else will have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I can. What do I have to do again?
survival.
I roll. I roll the same check, and then but I have to get more than something, right,
Yes.
to assist.
All right. What are you talking about?
Oh no, I give him advantage. Yeah, sorry.
Who?
Taral.
Well, you didn't say
He
he was
didn't
doing it.
say Taral yet.
Oh, sorry. I just assumed he was going to be doing the check.
No, I just said someone give me a check. I didn't say who. Anyway,
Done a bloody excellent one.
You've done
And
it
we
for
will
survival.
stick with that, I think.
yeah. So Gray kind of distractedly walking along, thinking that he's about to he's about to give Taral a few pointers on which direction to go in. Has kind of distractedly walked in the exact right direction, regardless.
What the hell am I thinking of?
I
Am
have no clue. I don't
I
know what
mixed up
planet you're on.
Have I mixed up some old Pathfinder rules or something?
I don't know. I mean, if you want to give someone an assistance, you just say I'm giving them assistance, and then they roll with advantage.
And then they roll with advantage.
I think this is a Pathfinder rule where you can help somebody do something, but you have to. There's like a DC, there's like a help DC or something.
Oh, yeah, that sounds very
Yeah, that's
fine.
not a
'Cause-
5th edition rule.
No.
That sounds very crunchy.
Pathfinder doesn't have advantage, so I think that's what I'm thinking of. I don't know why that's suddenly popped into my brain after.
Great. So
Several years.
I've been rattling out terminology from Slay Industries. You're rolling out stuff from Pathfinder. This is great, isn't it?
I think it's safe
Yeah.
to say we're all very tired.
Yeah, certainly.
You did well with your 19.
Yes, you did very well, Gray. Well done. Have a gold star. So yes, so
Failing
Gray,
forwards.
Gray distractedly, like thinking that he's about, that Taral's about to step up and walk ahead of him, and he's gonna point in the right direction. Ends up just leading everyone in the right direction. So, as you walk forward, cresting under the dune, the sound on the wind is beginning to lessen somewhat, and you can tell which direction it's coming from. And being up this high, you look across and you can see a black line kind of snaking its way through the dunes in the distance, off into infinity. And you can see as well that there appear to be flying creatures around this line, or this caravan almost. And they're erratic in their flight. Yeah, not like they're a scouting mission or anything like that, but more that they're just haphazardly darting backwards and forwards. But you soldier on. Octavia, keeps to the air a little bit. Just keeping an eye out, seeing, giving a bit of oversight. Perhaps, making sure there's nothing nasty lurking on the other side of a dune. With a natural 20, I will say that you do manage to find your way back. Octavia has been told to, look out for a tree, and eventually does spot something looking rather tree-like in the distance. Saying, "Oh yeah, I think I see it. Is that is it purple?"
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was purple.
All right. So you making your way over. Your warhorse has been summoned. Rune.
Yes.
The actual amount of time walking is probably a few hours, but with Gray's natural 20 on navigation, fuck me! What is wrong with me?
That
Survival.
is a list that we cannot get into right
Shut your fucking face. Rocks fall, Fichte dies, no one is sad.
now. Oh, wow.
Ooh.
I hit a nerve.
Yes. Anyway. So, yes, you make your way across the sand, getting onto the more hard-packed, kind of cracked earth now, rather than sand dunes. The rocky outcrop. Now that you have time to actually look at it, and being, having the knowledge that the landscape perhaps isn't as solid as you would expect it to be, you notice that the rock here is a bit out of place for the surroundings. You've got your sand dunes over that side. You've got your cracked kind of sandy earth here. But this rock appears to be covered in a kind of green lichen, which is very odd for being out here in the desert wastes. It's even more odd the fact there's a tree growing out of it. But you've seen odder things. You reach the tree successfully. Bonk is not here.
No.
Yeah.
Did we contact?
He said he was going to return periodically.
He did say he would check in, didn't he?
Yeah, because I think that was the only way of doing it.
We don't have a way to contact him directly.
You don't have none of you have a message or anything?
No, we were just going to wait.
Don't think so.
However, you've said that there's lichen growing on the tree.
Mm-hmm. Not on the rock, but
And,
the tree.
and moss, rather.
Yes.
Can I attempt to forage that
Yes, you may.
and harvest it?
Harvest it. Oh, look at this. We're going to use the table. I'm excited.
We are going to use the table.
All right, then.
Gonna-
Give me...
I want to
Hey.
pin it in the chat, but I don't know how to do that. Or pin it in the Discord channel, but I can't figure that out very quickly.
We'll
I'll do
work
it later.
It's fine. I've got it in front of me. Right. So give me a survival roll, please.
A survival roll. I'm going to look to Taral and say, "Hey, the kobold snicked said to see if we can pick up anything we can to see if you can make some potions and things. Do you mind giving me a hand collecting some of this?"
Yes, I remember him saying so. Of course.
Or perhaps
See what we can find.
perhaps you do it. My job was in the city and yours was not. Maybe here, use my knife. It's nice and sharp. I would like to give advantage to Taral instead of me doing it because my wisdom's fucking terrible.
Alrighty.
Cool.
So I'll hand him one of my knives.
And this is survival.
Yep. With advantage.
Be a 23.
23.
3.
So you get 1 uncommon and 1 rare ingredient.
Ooh.
Given the nature, I would say they would be curative. So you have 1 uncommon and 1 rare curative ingredient.
Cool.
But
While they're doing that,
Find somewhere to write this down.
can I just approach Rune?
No.
Get fucked.
Yes, carry on.
Rune,
Yeah.
look, I remember you mentioning a wife back when we were adventuring, and I kept meaning to ask you about it, but I don't know, we were delving in that dungeon and I just never got a chance. I mean,
there is quite the sore. Well, yes, I had
I
a
just
family.
yeah, I mean, now's probably not the best time.
I will tell
maybe
you.
maybe when we're back safe, you can tell me more about them. I just wanted to say I'm sorry that you lost someone important to you.
Thank you, my friend. It was some time ago. Well, even longer ago now, of course. But yes, this is not the happiest of tales. Best told over perhaps a few drinks.
Yeah, whether they'll have any effect, I don't know, but
That is a very good point.
it's a horrifying idea, yes. Are you two finished?
yeah,
Although,
I think
I guess we got time to
okay.
kill, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah,
found a few
there's
things
no
to
rush.
use.
We are just waiting on Herr Bonk, I guess.
After foraging for a bit and gathering these items, there is one thing I would like to do to try and help. So, Taral will actually kind of search around a bit and ultimately comes to a point where he will actually go up to the tree and he will place his hand upon the tree and start to feel for any sort of sensing or any sort of feeling he can get from it. And as I do so, I would like to cast Speak with Plan.
Okay.
And I would like, through that, I would like to try and portray a message across to Bonk. Like,
Mate.
we're ready!
Dad, can you come and pick us up?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Right. So yeah, you approach the tree. You place your hand upon it. Cast your spell. The tree responds. Oh. Hello. I don't get many visitors out here. Can I help you?
Yes, I've not really done this before, and it's strange for me, but I'm trying ultimately to reach somebody through on the other side. In the Feywild, we have a friend there who should be coming through to collect us, I suppose you could call it. And would maybe notify him that we're ready, but I don't know if that's all possible.
I am a reflection of the great tree, and I feel the presence of the one you speak of. I will see if I can convey your message. But I've not done this before, so please, stand by.
Thank you.
Your call is very important to us.
And the duration of that will last for 10 minutes.
Okay.
So I'm on hold for 10 minutes.
Do we just see him muttering to a tree?
Of course.
Excellent. That's exactly what I wanted.
You see him bopping slightly to the music in his head as well. Dun, 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 dun.
And so while he's waiting, Taral will turn to the others and may seem weird, but I'm just trying to contact Mr. Bonk on the other side, see if he's ready to come and collect us.
Okay.
No, I should get a response shortly, I hope.
I mean, to be honest, on the list of weird things that has happened today, this probably isn't actually even that high.
It's not the weirdest at all. I say, absent-mindedly stroking the mane of this jet black warhorse that I just managed to suddenly conjure.
As the non-magic person in the group, Fichte is just sort of looking at all of you, just like, no, this is weird. All of it, weird.
Pictures like feverishly scratching up the rock, saying, "I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything."
Yeah, I am losing my mind.
Okay. So yeah, about a couple of minutes after you send your message, you feel the trunk begins to get warm and begins to vibrate very gently, and the tree says, "I believe he's on his way." And with that, the tree splits. As before,
Taral will jump back. Whoa! Oh,
purple light streams out.
We're on. Yep, we're ready.
The silhouette of Bonk appears, large and imposing. His antlers in sharp dark relief against the light behind him. As he steps through, like, how did you do that?
Hi. That was me.
You
Yes.
right. That was weird. Cause
Yeah, you're telling me.
I felt like my axe was trying to tell me something.
How long is that open for a bonk?
Oh yeah, sorry. Right, let's go. Yeah, through. Go.
Go.
Scramble to my feet, fucking dive in this fucking tree.
Yep. And as you all dive through, and the
Stop.
Yep.
Is that just me that's hearing that, or is that everyone?
What?
I'm getting some buzzing and clicking.
Just
Nope.
you.
Just you.
Just you.
Okay. Then carry on.
Sorry, mate.
So yeah, as you all dive through, and the gate closes behind you, I believe that's what we'll call it for the evening.
Yeah. Cool.
There we go.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. I didn't mean to jump on your ending there.
That's fine. Just shit all over my ending. Sure, that's absolutely fine.
It's really bad for me, I must say.
Okay, well, it's really bad for us as well now. So thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for attending, and thank you guys for playing in my little world. I appreciate it. we're not here till next week, are we? Because Rich is off doing
Well, we're not
stuff.
doing our main campaign on Thursday, no, but there may be something happening.
Yes.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Keep an eye on the socials.
Keep an eye on the socials, which I'm sure everyone who is listening definitely follows.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely.
All of the things.
All of the things. The Twitter is really the main one that we kind of post on when we're doing stuff. Disgusting cesspit that it is. But contacts people good at it. With that, thank you very much everybody for playing, and thank you for listening and watching. And remember, don't
be a dick.
Be a dick.
Dick-a-bee.
My God.
Goodbye.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.
Good night.
In a world of adventure, of magic and might, with crypts full of cryptids and caverns of light, and evil is lurking, hungry to conquer the land. We're alone come for heroes, ready to march out to war. Destined for greatness, fighting like never before. Rising from the flames, where once stood for strangers, now stand for friends, bearing this campaign. Rising, and soon you'll know their name. At the end of this battle, at the end of this game, the Phoenix falls.